Welcome back to my dark corner of this sick world. Why not join us on Patreon or YouTube memberships?
Guess I'm just a little dumb sometimes, huh?
That's no excuse. There's a lot of red flags for a bad movie, a certain director, the wording of the title. Evil Town was shot in 1973 and released in 1985.
Are you satisfied now?
It is more involved than that. God Bless Grandma and Grandpa was shot by future LA Confidential director Curtis Hanson.
Apple pie? That calls for coffee.
It was then retooled by Peter Traynor, adding Dean Jagger as a mad scientist.
You can't stop me. Your wife to the hell shouldn't I kill a few kids to get what I want.
Then in the 80s, Mardi Rustam turned it into Evil Town with added... And that's the simplified version. We open with a family stopping at a gas station where... They are destined for a grim fate.
Their vital signs are excellent. They should make exceptional donors.
But although this has gone well, Dr. Schaefer's procurers are not happy.
Remember all the fun we used to have with the girls?
We've got to get sex into this film somehow.
Well, first, we take the girls into the storage room, and then after we're finished with them, then we take them to the clinic.
Now that's not a bad idea.
Fortunately for them, a couple of kids show up at the local campground.
Did you really think I was ugly when we were kids?
I feel like the answer I give determines what happens next.
I don't feel comfortable here.
Damn it!
Let's do it in the car.
Yes! But... no prizes for guessing what happens to Diane, while Tony is taken to the clinic. What the hell?
Why don't you put him in the waiting room and I'll take him to Dr. Schaefer.
Gillian Kessner there, star of The Naked Fist and Orson Welles scholar.
Hello?
This is Dorothy.
What a weird way to answer the phone.
Oh, Dr. Hooper.
I thought it was Schaefer.
No. No, he's with patients right now.
I need an appointment.
Not now, not here.
You're a hospital.
No, doctor, I didn't say...
I caught myself in my zip.
That feels so good.
Not really.
No, doctor. I mean, yes, doctor.
Look, as I was saying, I have caught myself.
Right there.
Exactly. You know what?
Yes.
I don't think I have your full attention. I'll call back when you're not getting a massage from a balding sex pest.
That'll be fine, doctor.
Another carload of youngsters arrive and bed down for the night.
What do you mean not here?
You mean in the car, right? It's probably easiest to divide this into the naked film and the not naked film. Not even a bikini. In the not naked film, Chris and Julie and Linda and Mike meet some nice old folks.
It's been a long while since we had young folks at breakfast.
Who aren't suspicious at all.
Remind Lester, meeting tonight.
Yes, I will.
Back in the naked film.
Oh, what else did you do while you were lying on your back?
Yet more campers. This is the busiest small town in America. Terry and Karen perfectly capture the carefree banter of two girls chatting about boys.
Well, if I don't help them out, they might turn gay or something.
Karen is the worst thing to happen to the American musical since the film version of Cats.
I've seen rabbits who associate less than you. Oh, you're exaggerating.
Given the turnover of donors, it's just as well that people keep turning up, but who would take on the arduous task of kidnapping a constant stream of beauties in skimpy shorts?
I'll stand guard. Count on me. And I'll bring my bloodhounds along.
Actually, these guys have got it covered. Back in the not naked film.
What you got there, Clarissa? Oh, my buttermilk donuts, as if you didn't know.
Mike is drugged. And Linda? You should have tried my donuts. Chris is the last man standing, fighting off the elderly until...
Hold on to his hair!
That's how you take down a hippie. You should have got a proper haircut, young man. He comes face to face with Dr. Schaefer.
Sit down. You'll soon find out.
Ooh, better not try anything. He looks spry. There's only one reason Chris capitulates.
Look, mister, who in the hell are you? What in the hell is going on here?
Time for some explanations.
And here it is, the pituitary itself, isolated within the skull and made to unlock the secret it contains.
On the one hand, if you require a slideshow to explain the plot of your movie, I'd say it had failed. On the other, did anyone not get that the elderly are harvesting the young to keep themselves alive?
96 years old.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding.
Pretty obvious.
I'm 96 years old.
We've decided 96 is optimum old.
96 years old.
To keep us interested, the naked film is cut in. Not naked, but hopefully tied up in shorts will do. They escape. While in the not naked film, the lecture continues.
I'm trying to preserve people. I'm trying to get people to grow, to help the old, to protect the old. They're kicking the old people around, and I'm going to protect them. I'm going to help them, Chris.
And we learn the fate of Linda and Mike.
Well, they had a very bad reaction to Grace's donuts.
Maybe something to do with gluten. Maybe not. Having learned that what's happening is exactly what seemed to be happening, Chris suddenly remembers that he's a young, fit man being held captive by an unarmed octogenarian. Elsewhere, the girls take their revenge. My shin! They go back to finish the job. Girl power. Okay, credit where credit is due is not a phrase I expected to be using, but when it comes to editing continuity, this is surprisingly coherent.
Hey, Earl! Wake up! We got some company!
Although the quality of the film stock does change noticeably. More importantly, in the Hanson and Trainer films, this is the rise of the elderly. The mob scenes are, well, hilarious. But adding Kessner and the two sex pests undercuts that.
I kind of like it that way myself.
Which is probably not the worst thing about the film.
But I'm 100% dedicated to this project.
Thanks for watching. Please drive a van into the like button's shin. This film is sort of anti-Cocoon. What other films are like dark versions of other films? Let us know in the comments below.
Oh, God, what do we do? Let's get the hell out of here.